And so here I am, 8 years old, carrying this bag with about 40 clubs in it, and these guys are all over the golf course shouting at me to bring this club. None of them really knew which club was used for what. And eventually I would walk down the middle of the fairway and they could come over and get the clubs, and of course there were balls going everywhere. And in those days I was left-handed, and there was one left-handed club in the bag. So I found a ball and started hitting, and that's how it all started. The wound ball technology to me it felt antiquated, and I guess when the first two-piece balls really started coming out back in the early 70s, they were very, very hard and not very player-friendly, not for the better player anyway. But I sort of felt like in the back of my mind, the way they were constructed, it would be the ball of the future, because it was much easier to control two pieces as opposed to having a core, a winding, and then a cover. And invariably on those wound balls, the covers used to come loose and you'd lose the performance. Distance has become such a huge factor, and I think that's where the engineers work the hardest now, is to maximize the distance of the golf ball and not diminish the spin characteristics around the green. You know, giving the average amateur, a high-performance golf ball is basically like putting him in an Indy car around Indianapolis. You know, his reaction times, it's very difficult to drive that car, just like it's very difficult to get the maximum performance out of these high-performance golf balls. Just as the B330 helped me get a little more yardage, the RX, for the average guy who's swinging between 85 and 105 miles an hour, is going to do the same for him. He's going to be able to optimize his club head speed and distance, or distance related to his club head speed. And I think it's been a great find for guys, and I know certainly the guys that I play a lot with at home really love the golf ball, because you know, they've found some yardage and they haven't lost any feel. I remember back in the early 2000s when the Pro V1 first came out, and we saw this huge jump in distance for the professionals. Well, I think we are now seeing the RX doing the same for the average amateur. They're increasing their distance and maximizing their club head speed, the distance through their club head speed. So I think it's a very exciting time for the average amateur now.